Hey, we're back with our olive oil bottle, and now we're going to add some interesting text effects up here. We're going to start to start to work with the bottom part of the label as well, with the black piece as well as the orange piece down below. This next step is a little interesting because we're using text to create more of a graphic element. Typically, you throw text on something because you want to put a word on a graphic, but in this particular case, we're going to use text to create kind of a scan barcode up here. So here's the area we're working in right here, top left of the white label. We're going to grab the text tool, and we're going to pull up a palette that you probably have not seen yet. So let's go over to Window, and we're going to pull up the character palette. And here's your character palette. And there's a whole bunch of things that you can do here. There's some duplication effect going on here. Obviously, this is 79 point text size, which you could change up here. There's color. There's some other things too that you can change. If I go to the paragraph, which we'll see in a second too as well, that's where you get your alignments and those kinds of things. So again, there's a lot of tools up in this top toolbar that repeat down in the character and the paragraph palette. But there's also some other things in terms of leading and tracking and those kinds of things too as well that appear here. Here's your leading, which in essence is the space between lines in a paragraph, that kind of thing. And your tracking is the space between two letters as they appear. So you can change a bunch of different things. You can actually throw in some scaling, which is vertically scaling and horizontally scaling. You can get some pretty cool text effects with this palette. We're going to be very simple. In this particular case, we're just going to add a barcode. So I'm going to go to the text tool. We are going to choose a font. Let's go to, I wonder if we have it, but it doesn't look like we have the one they're looking for. We'll keep, we want a narrow font, so we're going to go Myriad. Well, I guess we'll stay with Myriad Pro. That's probably a good one to stick with. I can't find the other one that I'm trying to find here. I get too many fonts going on. But in any case, maybe we'll just stay with the Myriad here. It doesn't look like I have the condensed one. So in any case, we're sticking with Myriad. That'll work out all right. No biggie. We don't want it bold. I want it. Oh, here we go. Here's condensed right here. Myriad Pro condensed. Oh, I'm on that text thing. So hang on one second. We are going to change that back to bold. Made a little mistake. We're going to get off of the text, the oleo text field. So now when I go condensed, we'll be okay. That won't affect that layer. We want, what size we want? We want 36 point. Is that in the menu? It is. I go to 36, smooth is fine. Actually, no, sorry, we're going to set that to sharp. So we'll set anti-alias to sharp, and we want to be left aligned. We want to make sure we are in black text. And what I want to do is we're going to click in the top left corner of the white label, and we're going to hit capital I 12 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice. There's my barcode right there. We are going to grab the move tool, and we're going to position that right on the edge so it's spaced accordingly on the edge of the white label. And as you'll notice, we're going to have a little bit of an issue because it's a little close to the oleo type. That's okay. We'll fix that in a second. Here is where the character palette comes in. I'm going to grab the text tool again, and I'm going to triple click to select all of the eyes that I just put in. We're going to go to tracking, and again, what tracking does is, which is over here, sets the tracking, basically increases the space between each of the characters. So I'm going to put 40 in there, and you'll see that the barcode expands out because now we're putting 40, I'm going to say those are pixels, 40 pixels in between each of the bar graph lines. So we're good there. I want to go back to the oleo, and I'm going to grab it. And again, keep in mind, we linked these in the last lesson, so the olives are going to move with me. I'm going to grab the move tool, and I'm just going to push down on the downward arrow on the keyboard, and that kind of incrementally pushes the oleo down. Now what I'm looking for is to be in the middle between the barcode and the bottom. So there's equal space between here and here. And I'm just going to click down on the downward arrow a couple of times. All right, so we get our barcode in there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start adding into the black label and to the orange label. And we're going to actually use a couple more character pieces here. So we're going to go back to text again. I'm going to click on text, and we're going to go up here, and let's see what we want this time. We're going to do centered. We're going to kind of work backwards here. Oh, I'm sorry. Once again, get off the. Let's do this. Let's make a new label or a new layer, so I don't consistently. I don't want to do that either. Back up. Let's go to the blank label. There we go. So I don't mess around with the oleo text again. So we want center. Let's go. This is going to be a change in color. So this is fine for now. We'll fix all this later. But for the color, I want you to pick a red. Kind of a nice, vibrant red right there. Don't worry about the font and all that. We'll change that later. We are going to go and type in, click anywhere near the black label. And it's going to be big. That's all right. We're going to change it in a second. But in all caps, I want you to put in extra virgin. And then I want you to triple click that to select it. And here's where we're going to change. We're going to change all the stuff. We're going to keep it with Myriad Pro. Then we're going to do Myriad Pro Bold. They want us to keep. The size is going to be Myriad Pro Bold. The size is going to be 11. So we've got 11 there. And I'm doing all of these changes in the character palette as opposed to up here. It doesn't matter. They both change the same at the same time. We're going to go sharp on the anti-alias. And we're going to set the tracking, which we had messed with already, to 280, which is going to spread that word right out. So the tracking goes to 280. Then I think that's going to do it for all of our text. We got text at 11 bold. That's perfect. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move that word right into the middle of the black label there. And again, you could use guides if you want, but as long as you eye it, you're all right. I know that that guide is right in the middle of the black box. As long as I got the equal space above it and below, I'm good to go. There you go. There's our extra virgin. We're going to do one more thing. We're going to warp some text. And this is kind of a neat feature too. So we're going to add another text layer. So I'm going to click on the blank label again. Keep in mind, every time I add a text layer, I click on text and it adds a layer, you get another layer up in here. So I'm on the label layer. Click the text tool, and we're going to make sure we got all of these set up. We want to do, let's change our font. We're going to do Adobe Garamond on this one. And you might have to search, I think. Yeah, you got to search a little bit. It's under Garamond, I believe. Yeah. So you got Garamond, but there's Adobe Garamond Pro. That's the one you want. And I'm pretty sure you all have it. And what are we going to do? We're going to set the size to 40. Which it's not in there, so I'm going to type in there 40 point. The tracking to 0, which was at 280 before, now I'm going to bring that back to 0. And we're going to do text color is white. And I click OK there. And I'm going to go down into the orange, and I'm going to type in olive oil. And there's my label, olive oil. And I'm going to place it right up at the top here. Top of the orange label. Again, trying to center it as best I can. I'm going to go over here. So there's, I mean, this is no different. We've put in text all the time. But I'm going to right click on the text layer. And I'm looking for the command called warp text, which is down towards the bottom. So I've got that one. Let me pull this up so you can see the actual menu here. So move my palette, right click. Yeah. Still can't see it. Let me go up over here. Pull this up. Trying to see the menu. Here we go. Warp text down towards the bottom of the menu. But again, I right click on the layer, and you'll see this panel come up. I click on warp text. You've actually got all kinds of styles that you can do here. It'll show you a little picture of what they'll all look like. But the one we want is wave. So I click on wave, and we're going to change some of the bends. Let's go 77% plus, 77% for the bend. Horizontal distortion is going to be -7. And vertical distortion is going to be -24. And again, you could see what each of these distortions do, but you can see what it does to your text. The minute you're done there, you click OK. And we've got a nice piece of warped text right there. I'm going to move this a little bit closer to the top. Sorry about that. You notice the degradation in the text. The only reason it looks that way is because I'm kind of exploded here. I'm looking at 88.2%. If I pulled this up to 100%, this would look perfectly fine in terms of the way the white weighs out, the way the white lays out. So good. I think we're good here. We're going to stop right here for a quick second. We're going to move on and put some other text down on the label a little bit later.